Much nicer. Ian, absolute pleasure. Thank you. And not only a wonderful desk host, clearly, but also he kind of reminds you of Big Brother, dear one in the Big Brother house. I hope we can get you to do better impressions than me because I'll only butcher it. So, if you don't mind.
I'm so glad you went with the impression there because I was gonna try it from the rehearsal, but no, it's not happening. No.
Well, something that is happening is Liquid up against Giants. Now, this is actually a belter of a match. I can't stress it enough. I'm super excited to see the likes of Vitinho on this map. Now, I was absolutely blown away, not only with his ability, his actual mechanical skill, but the amount of space he was garnering the likes of Giants. And of course, we've seen, David P go absolute sage mode on this. This guy has been going beyond expectation, but we're going to be jumping into this. But talk us through your expectations now. We've got the vetoes coming in. We've got everything we need to see. Expectations now. Where do you put them?
I think you make a really interesting point. And Vitinho's one that I think, talk about the space he's gone. It's the lack of respect that he plays with as well. Well, that thought actually is Giants. I mean, straight away, you're talking about this. Lothar mentioned it. Look at the intensity here. Straight up short, full side control. Both members of Liquid actually forced back into showers. Cryptic's actually going to take a lot of damage off that paint shell. This is clean already. No damage exchange onto Giants right now.
Now, this is lovely. Giants going to go for the trade out initially, but it was David P who's been lost, the kind of Brimstone battle. But Giants are so aggressive. Look at it. Anytime anyone shows like an inch, just that little step out of place, they pile into this. Right, Jump Peak now spotting Yampy. He's been noted. 3 very complimentary angles for the defending side now on the spike at least, whereas he's trying to peel them out of this. It's going to be so difficult if they play this correctly. Hoodie's the first to be tried to be cleared, but tucked into the corner. As soon as he crosses back through, a bit meadow to catch him. But let's talk about what Giants did there, because I already love the fact that, one, we saw Vitinho fly in. The man's got movement, right? He's good at the way this game works like that. He makes Raze look beautiful. Took so much space. As soon as they took the site, well, where are they going to be? Probably showers. Instant aggression.
Well, it's this thing as well, and I mentioned the term no respect, right? Initially, they're challenging the Viper utility, which is something that's so it goes against the grain, especially if you're the team defending here. There's almost like that reliance of, we show this presence, we show this utility here. Maybe they won't come through. Maybe they won't rush in the first 15 seconds, but nope, straight up, they leave a window of opportunity. It's unfortunate, really, both of them, both members of Liquid, are forced into showers there. The paint shell sealing the deal, if anything, on that round, but it's the speed at which this happens. Liquid just can't react quick enough to that pistol round.
Yeah, bang on. And Hoodie's the one who had the great start. Finn against a Finn, of course, on the other side. Yampy, a little more well-known, but Hoodie has been impressing us game by game, and I think we've now seen a couple of games where different players have taken that spotlight, and Link wants in on the action this time himself. Can at least get Ambi. But at this point, there's effective trades. It's all going well. They haven't lost any of the bigger guns. These aren't recoverable weapons that have been lost. So Liquid trying to just chip away, and it's not a big reinvestment. It's a couple of ghosts. We saw the Sheriff. It's no Shiko, so don't worry. Scream, you going for a little cheeky flash? Oh no, he's just going to try and get the Sheriff and back out. No flashes left, no utility really to play with either. And I'm interested by the KO and Scream. I am interested by it. Like, obviously, the easy analyst, kind of takeaways. He-Man play CS.
Yeah.
He know how to flash. But I do want to see how this works with him. He's going to have the knife back in a couple of seconds, could confirm, but I think he's well and truly aware that Giants are on the way. And I like that pause for thought. They took a second to recalibrate, but now Cryptix tries to find the timing. Almost caught off one. That could have been a bit awkward. But Vitinho's flying around the map like it's Quake. The man truly is actually filthily good, but so is that shot from Soulcast.
Oh.
Again, he could do a bit of damage.
Yeah, sharp again as thing of the style. Soulcast been in fantastic form recently. It goes without saying, but I mean, this one here, a little bit of a matchup. Again, we mentioned Hoodie briefly. I mean, I think back to that Rick's GG series where, honestly, I think that's the closest we've seen anybody really embrace that kind of duelist potential for Sky. Right, that performance was like 26th for 13 or something like that, and it was like 2 assists as well with 7 first bloods. Like those are duelist stats on the Sky.
I mean, he was one of the early players to adopt it. Now, we do have the bonus round, but it is actually a pretty beefy one. Bear in mind, it's got 3 rifles to it, so this isn't a light round from, the Giants. It's still going to be quite tricky for Liquid to face, even though they do have the 5 rifles. But again, I think, I don't want to ever undersell Soulcast's value on that Sky. The guy was impeccable in how he's been approaching it. The injury was devastating to a lot of fans watching as well. She's like, oh, he's just hitting that streak,
Yeah.
hitting that stride. Hopefully he can kind of continue that. But let's see how this round goes. Again, showing a little early presence towards B long, hitting the rotation back towards A, but they haven't pulled rotations here at all.
Yeah, and that's interesting here. It's time around, actually, I mean, it's going to be Scream playing the most passive. On the back of that flash, though, no Q on the back of it, and he will preemptively rotate here. One member Ambi still keeping Yampy occupied, and then that draws the rotation. Giants about to completely exploit this opening.
Yeah, I feel like they identified that very early on. They tried to kind of lean towards it in the pistol, which is fine, but Soulcast, I mean, look at this guy. He makes it look so smooth. The rifles are still there, though. David P did have the Spectre, but there's still plenty of firepower to this. Bang for the buck is in place. Flash through the smoke, Scream's going in. Flash behind him takes a little bit of the blind, but that's perfectly fine. It gives him the angle to play with. Oh, that's not ideal. I mean, he's going to pretend that it's what he wanted to clear.
He's clearing bench, it's fine.
Little flash in front, kind of eats it a touch himself as well. It's not smooth yet for Scream, and that's what I want to see, though, is that smoothness, that ability to feel at one with the agent. You know, full on just kind of... You know when the game just feels so easy to you almost, like everything's hitting, your utility feels so just fluid to you. Don't see that just yet, but they're trying to keep them locked towards the site, but they've now managed to make a way out. Scream's really cost David P a little bit, but bear in mind this was the bonus to an extent.
Last player standing.
Yeah, Scream's down. Fatigo's got him, and away we go. They should be just fine to keep hold of 2 of the rifles that they came in with. I don't know if there was 3 or just 2.
There was 3, and
okay, so
I think it's...
Oh, they've got another. They're fine. They've left with the amount they entered. So couldn't have asked for a better bonus for Giants, and Liquid probably a little frustrated with that.
Yeah, it's going to... that's pretty much a hard reset for them here. And again, a further bonus opportunity for Giants in terms of the economy to build up even more of a buffer. Now, ultimate progress is where I look towards, actually, with... I mean, 2 players on 4 kills already. It's going to look pretty healthy. Yeah, Hoodie 1 away from the Seekers. David P 1 off the orbital strike. It's a really good progress here for even if they do get knocked down. Couple of opportunities to bounce back. Soulcast and Link, actually, respectively, on the other side of it. I'm surprised by that with it. The scoreline we're looking at. Seekers online and orbital strike 1 away on the side of Liquid too.
Double swing. Scream's always going to get you one, it feels like. You give him something like that, but Link pushing up as well. Going to fall off the back of the flash. Actually ate a little too much of that. Didn't turn well enough. Caught a bit of damage, but Cryptic's good work. Keep in mind, this is Sheriffs. This is bits and bobs. This is odds and ends. This is a Shiko and a little bit. But that's a rifle recovered for Cryptics, and that's a big takeaway here. There's still potential in this. Now, Yampy does not have a Sheriff. He has a different weapon. Now, he is a bit of a shotgun master. We saw that. Now, this one's not quite the same.
No.
Now, the steps have been heard. They know what's going on here. Yampy is nowhere near in range to be able to make this work. At least yet. Angle being watched here. Ambi could lose life. Soulcast couldn't quite get that. There was the attempt from Yampy. It was a valiant attempt, but didn't quite work out. Fakes the flash to give him the angle. Ambi has to respect it. It's be blind or back away. And Cryptics is en route, but how much do they commit to this if Soulcast can't find one here?
Aim of the game probably going to be damage, if anything, here. But Giants remain disciplined. Really want to take any of these points of contact. Going to wait for Soulcast and Cryptics to maybe swing out. There you go. Meadow finds 1. Soulcast down to 26 HP. Just a matter of time here. Ensure there's no possibility of him holding onto a rifle at all. And again, 3 survive. That is a massive cushion now provided.
Yep.
For the economy. Meadow actually leading the charge, 6-0 right now. Lockdown available. Liquid back on a purchase. We know previously I think did Link actually carry that rifle in? I saw him hovering a Vandal over in the buy phase, but actually keep an eye on him in the round. So yeah, he actually did. Yeah, he's down to 3,200 now with the light armor. Again, decent utility available already, and he does actually. I'm surprised by that. He does actually got enough for a repurchase.
Okay, Yampy with the op. This is the difference here. Light armor too, not just a pure glass cannon. And a default approach coming out, kind of spreading the wealth here. Everyone holding the various pushes. We have seen a lot of attention from Liquid to take in towards Shower. You know, they have been trying to take at least some of the extremities, leaving Soulcast back to the classic, playing over towards B long, somewhere we really started to notice how good he was on that Sky. And at this point, it looks like a 3-2 split towards A. Nothing too complicated about it. Keeping it simple may just work out. Big information found there. That's a lot of info just off the back of that. And already Seeker's going to be put down as well, leading the way through, and away we go. Yampi has to keep himself on his toes, but a little bit of a counter ult coming in to slow down the push, but David P already found space through Shower. Him fighting that towards Scream is a problem. They still know that Cryptix is around somewhere, probably not knowing exactly as to where now, and it's also that lingering op that's in the hands of Yampi that could pose a problem.
It's interesting to see Yampi be the one to challenge the drone there. I don't know if they didn't want to reveal the stack, but typically when we've seen him flex onto this operator on unorthodox agents, he's usually playing backline. So really surprised by that, and it's going to force the rotation out from Giants. David P still over here trying to bait some presence. Soulcast though. Good for one. No, Meadow actually hard clears him.
Well, this is the problem, right? You disengage for a second, you re-aggress. 11 seconds, though. There is actually a bit of a problem here. They might be able to get to the site in time if Yampi is going to be waiting patiently. 5 seconds. Timing is of the essence. And I don't know if they can get this down in time. Apparently they can.
No way.
Apparently they can. Link was like, I thought I had it all, and it falls to pieces. He was playing the clock, and I can't even blame him.
No.
I can't even blame him for that.
No, at that point, I'm screaming, don't peek. Do not peek. I mean, they've somehow got away with it. If anything there, yeah, well played through the mid-round in terms of the audible call there, but Yampi being in this position, still not hitting that rotate. Finding David P and Ambi. This was so close. I think it was bang on the money. It was literally on 4 seconds, Lauren.
I don't know, man. That felt that felt like it was over. I mean, I love the fact the way the Giants are playing. They have such a really nice read of the game. And the kind of, pausing, allowing that little bit of paranoia to build up, that re-aggress in, playing it super late on time, but still finding these picks here. I mean, I feel like when I watch David P at the moment, he is the perfect read on opponents as to how they're wanting to play. He's punishing all these positions.
Great to see us. There we go. Being the one to lead the charge here for Giants, but Scream actually with a Guardian on backside. If he can find any headshots, nothing to do for him. He will fall. Yampi again with the shorty. Soulcast finally trades him out, but just coming back to that point, Tom Biz actually made a really, really good point yesterday about
surprising
position. I know, crazy. Positionally, how on point David P's been, and it's these kind of weird, not even rat spots, right? Just unexpected. Like you wouldn't. It's so offbeat, off tempo, just kind of defying logic almost, and he's been punishing teams with it. And that's the sort of thing that I mean. On the desk, they were talking about that tweet earlier. Those are the sorts of positions.
Yeah. I mean, just in every facet of the game right now. Soulcast again, fake flashing, but then popping deep, giving himself a second or two, but it will be Fatinho to find it. And I think with the combination of, I look at right now, David P is kind of the perfect example of a rock in a game, right? He's not the one who's expected to constantly pop off necessarily, but he's able to provide that. He's able to find the space. And when we talk about space, it's a unique one, but he's also kind of playing those threads so well. Yeah. Once you get that first pick, right? Like this game is, I mean, at the very core, you get that first pick, especially against a defensive side. Be able to read those rotations, that next step. David P is finding that perfect timing on it every single time. Again, that playthrough Shower is able to punish. It was Scream before. He's had so many moments like it. Couple that then with the likes of, Fatinho, who's been just gorgeous at taking that room, then causing those problems for Liquid, who so far haven't found an answer. It's 6-0. We've got another buy round coming in. Scream this time needs a bit more. He's got all the goodies. Nade goes in, flash comes out, ult gets popped, and now it's going to be Cryptix by his side, just lingering in his own ult, just going, I'll just hold showers, mate. You get the rest. Yampi tries to isolate one, but Link's going to find David P. That's the punish. And now this is great from Cryptix if he was able to get more, because there's the fight back. Hoodie and Fatinho play it out just so well. They do not sit passive, they get proactive.
David P actually had the spike. He was the one that hit that rotate through the TP, Lauren. So Liquid actually going to flip this round on his head.
Okay, maybe this could be the first one on the board. They need it. Fatinho, they're going to clear close. Gets down.
No
Link.
way!
The follow-up is sublime. Fatinho has made this more than possible. Yampi's position was noted before. I mean, that op ain't so subtle. 42 seconds. And this is what we mean about Fatinho. This is the guy who stood out to us constantly. The way he was playing when we got to see him was unbelievable. Back up to 100. Yampi is sat there like, what am I meant to do? What am I meant to do?
I think with him sitting all the way towards elbow, considering the save, no, he's going to head over towards A site, see what he can get done. I mean, at this point with this round deficit, it's you just got to assume that you ride with the economy as it happens. There's no real point saving weapons when you're this far down. We'll get something done here. Hoodie creeping closer and closer. We'll catch him. That's the 7th on the board. This is absolutely clinical from Giants. Right there, like I said, it's a, dare I say it, an absolute blunder for David P to hit that rotate through the TP.
Made a mistake.
And Giants still recover that round. Liquid have such a good opportunity to set up here, and yeah, okay. First one, you can give that away with a showstopper, but Fatinho, dude, come on. The second, daylight robbery.
Yep. I mean, let's kind of talk about the flow of rounds here, because as much as I'd like to address the issues with Liquid, I want to just highlight what Giants are doing right, because it feels more that they are just doing things right at the moment, more than Liquid are doing things wrong. Yeah, they look a little rusty and a little slower to get off the starting blocks, but whatever. Right now, the interesting aspect to me is the fact that, one, the early rounds have been great. They've been punishing rotations, good early picks. They've been doing everything right. Yeah, a couple of rounds it's run a bit late. I think David P's mistake was certainly a problem, but it got recovered. Mid-round, the executes on the site are great, but it's the post plants that are really standing out to me, Hypoc. It's the amount of proactive, aggressive play that they're bringing through that there's zero fear. There is zero respect and zero fear. They are playing so aggy in the post plants. There's no time to build back in. There's no time to get back in their faces.
The other thing as well is these mid-round calls, how much they're willing to just go all in on them. Usually it's like, oh guys, you know, maybe hit the TP, see what else is there. But more often than not, it's like, okay, this is the call. Even if it's like, yeah, we see 2 on B, everybody hit the TP, everybody go through showers, commit A site. There's zero hesitation whatsoever. And again, that's the sort of thing we've seen David P talk about recently is having that trust. The call is this. Let's do it. Let's commit.
Now, what on earth are they going to do here? I want to see what their anti-ecos look like again. Let's just kind of go through the list of things that makes a team good. Clean anti-ecos. So far, not so clean. There has been a couple of these rounds that got a little dangerous. I think it got down to like a 2v1 at one point, but Giants are still winning them out, so I'm not too worried necessarily. But these mid-round calls, you highlighted it, have been quite solid, but leaning back towards showers now. No aggression this time, and look how deep Liquid are having to sit on these sides. They don't have much to play with. They have recovered the rifle, though. Scream's got himself that bit of light armor. That's pretty big.
So I think Giants were trying to reset in here to protect the weapon. Yampy going to take first contact, drifting through. I guess just rechecking showers once again. Should give a bit of information over. Orbital strike going to be invested onto Lamps here. It's going to force Cryptics out. He's actually going to fall to it. Screen responds onto Fatinho, but a really tricky situation now. He's got to dig himself out of this corner. Can't do it.
Scream. I mean, if you'd showed me that clip without the name, I wouldn't have said that was Scream. I think he looks a little cold at the start of the day. Maybe going to warm up a bit. We'll start to see that aim come in. Now the 2v2 post plant, and we've said it. They get aggressive in scenarios that they don't expect.
This is so weird.
I mean, they are hyper pushed in. Meadow here is sitting deep towards CT or pipes, however I like to call it. Flash, he does have to respect it, and he catches the follow-up. That's great information. David has... Oh, Soulcast, well played in the end. That flash was absolutely critical. It gave that first step towards Meadow. The pop indicated there was probably another player there. And now Soulcast does get the defuse. First on the board. And we said, look, let's judge him by those anti-ecos too.
Hey.
Didn't look so good.
I mean, the flash placement there is crucial in terms of Liquid closing it out. Well played to Soulcast as well. I mean, they easily could have misread that as well with Meadow falling when he did.
Yep.
Well handled by Liquid nonetheless. They're first on the board. Again, there, it's just, I want to know what's changed, what information's been gathered for Yampy to want to swing back into showers there. I mean, the big win condition on a round like that is getting first blood, right? And retrieving the weapon as well.
Okay.
Scout destroyed.
3-2 split towards B this time. We do have Scream in the right place, hit the rotation correctly. Ult comes in. Let's see what they get here. Fatinho going to try and lead the way through. Link does not give away the game, but he gets noted. Look at these kills.
Oh my God.
Look how systematically incredible that just was. Every single player just back to back. I can't stress it enough how good these site takes are. Whoever's been doing their prep work, their homework, whatever it is, it's gorgeous and it's shut down. That is the perfect site take. Perfect.
There's literally no counterplay there. There really isn't. Outside of investing everything you've got utility-wise and ultimate-wise, fundamentally, there is no outplay to that site here from Giants. Absolutely beautiful. And we're now back in the situation. Just reset once again. Liquid get around on the board. Now, unfortunately, I mean, financially, they're
Oh, yeah.
if anything, they're worse off than they were before with the reset.
Bloody disaster, isn't it? I do want to highlight, though, while we have a round like this, unless something... Actually, let's see what that Sky does. Back of the smoke. Soulcast does have to be a bit of an instigator. The only rifle can do the flash. Oh, I don't know if that was intentional. Kind of think he fancied the swing on it. I've got more information because they are creeping up this way.
Bomb buddy out.
Now they know where that rifle is. AWP once again. Quite the proactive lurk. How deep Sky's holding as well. What a different approach. Look at this. Super deep on the extremities. You're going to have Sova and Sky sitting super passive on, B-long and the back of showers, allowing this progress to be made towards short. Clearing out quite methodically, and Link's having to respect this. They're going to note that he's going to be somewhat close by. Fitinho has lost his life, and Link ain't fully backing away, but David P slipped the net.
No way.
He's found space. Cryptix is not being quiet about this either. If you're on the other side, if you're David P right now, you're telling them just to pause, but the problem is the Sova. Does he get the timing on it? Sova could turn and see this, but he's not. This is perfect. David P has threaded the needle again. I told you this guy's spacing is perfect. Yes, Yampy trades it, but now they have the full information. They know where Yampy is. He's going to have to pop the ult to try and stop this, but there's no denying it now. Yeah, he might get a tag at best at this point, but look at it. Hoodie's already on the side. That should have been a kill towards Scream, but it's not. The aim's starting to come on board. The Terminator is coming online. And now a 2v4, and there's rifles recovered.
Tricky here for Giants to get anything done. Got to find a kill. Ideally now, and it's actually going to be Soulcast that strikes first. He will seal the deal, and again, well, statistically, you wouldn't bid Liquid winning out there, and David P, he said, just... It's insane to actually find yourself in that position. The timing is absolutely... It's perfect. And if here, finds his first kill, it's even just like, there's no expectation that Yampy's going to be there. And if anything, I mean, hitting the Hunter's Fury there, yes, it stalls it a little bit, but...
Maybe preemptive.
Yeah, just a tad.
Yeah. It's given them lifeline, but I do want to highlight as well, if we look at repeatable success, these have been two pretty much anti-ecos or eco-ish rounds, mixed buys coming in from Liquid. These weren't the full purchases, the rifle rounds. Now Link again, still gonna find this. Gonna have to address that sooner rather than later. Fitinho gonna have to respect it one way or another, but Meadow does, in combination with the ult, clear out Link.
It's so good. It's like he shows his hand once again with the judge. It's flushed out here. Scream gonna find one. Ambi actually trades back here, so brings it to a 3v3. Giants stacked up here. Hoodie will retrieve the orb. I'm a little closer to those Seekers coming online.
Ooh,
again, we're going to hit that, as I say, we're going to hit that point of the round here where Giants will drift away. No information gathered on the back of that. Scream just knifed inside Hooker, so whether or not they now actually consider B site once again.
Yeah,
it's weird actually. Liquid hanging tight. This is... I mean, they've got the information along. Cryptix was peeking it. Scream knifed in Hooker. 30 seconds at this point with nothing else shown. Yampy's got a lot to do here.
They love those late shower hits, which is what it's going to be. David P, if he's still alive, he's going to be calling this one out. It's given away that Yampy is at least here, but take no damage for it. Spike should be able to be planted. Hoodie!
Seconds left.
Hoodie! Nastiness being shown. Scream going full Call of Duty on that. Just going to knife up in the air and hope for the best. Does it find any purchase? Nothing too much really to be worried about here, and a 3v2 is not easy to unravel, but let's see how they do on this. Scream through CT, Cryptix towards Heaven. The first steps are being made, and Scream, of course, on the KO. He ain't so subtle, ain't so quiet. Whoa, Scream!
No way!
I was ready. I was ready, Scream. There it is. Look, we saw the slow build up, right? The guy's getting there, and then as soon as it hits, man, Scream is still a danger, but it's 9-2. And something I did want to highlight, obviously, is Ambi here on the screen. As you can see, hydration is very important. He's got a whole, you know, water dispenser behind him. Very nice
Last
stuff.
player standing. One enemy remaining.
That's actually insane. Those first two shots are actually there. But again, this is a real test where it's like, Scream can have those rounds just whenever, as of when.
Look, it's a nice touch, isn't it? Bit of magic, bit of Scream magic comes in, you're like, yeah, we'll have one of those.
Revealing area.
Ooh,
Yampy. We're staying his welcome a little bit. Out of 20 HP, Soulcast on the other side of the map, so not going to be able to get a heal for that just yet. He's forced to re-challenge, actually. Fatinho's going to punish. Look at this here.
On an island.
And this is what's great, right? They find first blood, they freeze for a second, just to anticipate any of this aggression.
Got your trail.
Coming back from Liquid. Seekers
Seekers
invested. Yeah, they're going to force
more.
through.
Yeah, Cryptix is in so much trouble. This is horrible. Actually, still going to get value on one, make it two.
Okay.
Cryptix digs in deep. He refuses to move. He's going to at least keep this viable. Now, Scream does look somewhat alive on the UI, but I promise you, he's having a little dirt nap. So it is pretty much a 3v2. Make it a 2v2 as Soulcast is still very much doing the work he can, and he's been invaluable in these scenarios. The clear off the back, especially with Link with the judge, could have been something, but Hoodie this time more than aware after those plays through Hookah in the past. Has to respect the ult. Could catch him on the cross. Let's have a bit of it. Let's see what Soulcast has in the tank. One flash remains. He can still very much do this. Ugh, not gonna happen. Maybe predicting the flash was up earlier.
Yeah, I think just overthought it a little bit. Hoodie's reposition, I guess, unnoted. And Soulcast desperately trying to play anti-flash there.
I mean, he was 3 seconds off the timing, so
Yeah,
it wasn't bad. He was pretty close, but I mean, we've already seen those post plants, man, have been super aggressive. But what do we make of this? It's 10-2 on the half, IPOC. I mean, where are we at the moment? This like, don't get me wrong, we saw Giants earlier in the run, right? We saw them. Who were they playing against? Was it Rick's GG we saw them against?
Yes, yeah.
And it was good. We were like, oh, you know, Rick's put them, you know, some decent rounds on the board. We were like, oh, if they can replicate this against the big teams, that's exciting for Giants. And
I mean,
now here we are.
If anything, that win yesterday versus Fnatic is kind of what validates their entire run. I'll be honest. This is just another test. They've already had so many. Further validation on the cards here. Ambi actually going to get caught up here. Luckily, slips away, but I think we're going to try and capitalize on this pressure right now, and Ambi will actually get caught out.
Okay. There you go. Now, Link did find Hoodie, so that's removed a problem. This is gorgeous work from Liquid. Very clean. David P. Not enough of him to go around. Tactical crouching. Ooh. And more than a double tap. Still making Yampy the raid boss as well.
Yeah. The front line Sova. Love to see that. I mean, whatever agent he's on, he's still capable of replicating the same thing, right? Which is W and mouse 1.
Right
And,
here, yes.
more often than not, will work for him.
I will open up the conversation to, is this the dream run? Is this the, you know, I hate saying Cinderella story. I don't think that quite applies here. These guys aren't underdogs. They are an incredibly talented mixture of players, and a unique one at that. I feel like a lot of these names were kind of floating around the scene, especially, you know, the likes of David P out there. Fatinho's definitely caught eye. Meadow. A lot of these names, you know, early on in Valorant were like, you know, these guys are the big dogs. And they kind of shied away a little bit. So this is the resurgence, right? This is the kind of, I guess, comeback tour for a couple of these players, and it's looking very nice in this collective. However, of course, Liquid powered through as far as to Iceland. And now Giants, not much to play with here. I mean, David and Hoodie could do a bit of work, but other than that, this should be clean again. Anti-ecos do matter. And a correct read here, if the spike continues this way.
This is beautiful. Again, just trading off a few shots. And behind the comfort of that smoke, they hit the full rotate towards A. Ambi now coming up as well. Hoodie gets decent damage there. Fatinho's paint shot will actually finish him off. David P as well. This is disastrous. Yampy slipped onto B's side, but already a man advantage in favor of Giants. They're going to be able to retrieve some weapons as well.
30 seconds left.
How has this happened? And look at this post. up from Yampy. He's got to do a lot of work here. Jumping on the corner, though. He's done really well to find 2 on that. There's still a 2v2. David P wide around. I wonder if Scream's going to hear any of this yet. Tinio notes 1 CT.
They're anticipating this flank here, but David P might actually be able to backfill Soulcast here.
Soulcaster. Oh, he does have a flash. He thought he got him. The quick trade out. There it is. Good work from Liquid, keeping it safe in the end. Got a little worried there.
Yeah. Yeah, when Patino's able to, I guess, attract that much attention, there's a chance David P is able to slip through once again to one of those spots that we've talked about already. Nonetheless, I mean, decent damage done here on the back of a... Is it?
One enemy remaining.
Oh, but yeah, it's just pulling something out.
Pardon?
Pulling a cabbage out of his pocket.
That's where you keep him.
Bomb buddy out.
To keep them safe. Safety cabbage.
Time to hunt.
Bonus round time. It always feels a bit redundant when you're on your bonus round and you're 10 to 4, doesn't it? But certainly not over. They convert this, you're laughing. And you got a nice run in front of you. Lean back towards A.
Found them.
The amount of KJ utility here is going to at least make it a bit of a problem to have these clean sight hits. So the knife's going to at least take out part of it, but there's still a bit of a problem isolating 2 from the others. And you can see David P wants to capitalize, but he couldn't. Cryptic's 2 aware, but Hoodie! Good for 2 somehow. I do not know how he got both of those without a trade coming in. Meadow wants to do the same, expecting the play through the smoke, but he doesn't quite get taken down. Chipped away at to 82. Turns the flash easily, sees the barrel from Scream. There's the second coming in, no problem. Expecting aggression, but there was none. And Scream's pinned to this site.
Yeah, this is really awkward for Liquid here. Scream gonna get forced out now by the paint shells.
Nice
Kind of
back in
split.
3.
Yeah. I think got to do something to counter this pressure. And Fatino actually going to deal with him. Meadow follows through. Giants. See, pull out the round win there. I thought initially there with David P maybe overstepping the mark a little bit. I can see why he wanted to come through. That's the sort of play where, you know, it's almost the cool. It's like, yeah, I'm good for one. I'm gonna find 1 kill, right?
Yep.
At least ease this pressure on the way in. It's actually Hoodie that capitalizes on that kind of chaos that's created by David P swinging through that wall.
And this whole like fighting together approach, I actually love seeing it. There's like a famous speech by Shocks in Counter-Strike, kind of before a big game, how they were discussing, you know, fight together. As soon as, you know, one of your teammates is in a fight, you make sure you're there with him, get those trades, always be, you know, piling into it. And I feel like I see a little bit of that with Giants right now. Like, you know, they've drunk the Kool-Aid, right? They're all aboard whatever David P is calling. They're in it with him, which it's great to see. Now, oh, Yampy, this could be big. I wonder if he's going to get this right. Oh, the timing. And now there's a problem. He's not going to expect Vitinho. The adjustment's gorgeous from Yampy, but the follow-up, there was always going to be a trade out. Now, a little bit paranoid here. Hoodie's going to instantly pop out Seekers, and he's not too bothered about it now. Rotation's going to be coming in. You know, Soulcast is going to just... Quick little flash, no one close by. Clears util, and away we go. They should be... What? Meadow. How did he find Scream there? I do not know. But Liquid having it all poured onto them. This is not easy stuff. Ambi spraying away. Soulcast, though, ahead of those smokes. David P reads it. Oh, the follow-up from David P. This man's on it today. He's feeling it. And that's a good one from him. That's 12 on the board now for Giants.
Match
I
point.
feel like before we've even really got started, we're on map point. 12-4 to Giants here on Bind. Looking to close out as they started out this map, to be honest with you. Got themselves right back in. Straight away from that first buy round. I think here Liquid forced to make a very tricky decision here, but the purchase isn't going to be pretty, no matter which way you look at it. Decent progress on ultimates here, though. Seekers, Viper's Pit, Hunter's Fury, all available. What's this?
Well, David's gone away with it.
Oh,
Yampy just
no.
runs in. Link seemed like he was desperately trying to check on it. You could see the intention fully. But David P still doesn't care. He gets away with it like a thief in the night. Backs away, no problem. Got that for free. But Liquid still have to commit to this. They still have to do something. Cryptic's offering himself up as the first man forward, but the flash comes in well timed. David P again adjusting through towards U-Haul. You're going to have the ultimate coming in. Hoodie there. Work up the back of the flash. You want some more. They're going to dip in towards the TP. They've got to get out, but the spike, it gets
Beautiful.
left down. And Liquid now split the last two so far away. They have to respect the ult, and the timing for Link could just fall off here. I think he caught a glimpse, and he does. He even catches the head of Meadow. And now a 2v4. Flash gives him the angle. Going to fall away from it as best he can. Soulcast is so low, 28 HP. Flash is there, and another intent. But it's going to be that... Well, it's going to be a quick close on that. I thought there'd be more to it, but David P and Hoodie in combination closes out at 13-4. Hypoc, this has been, well, clinical.
It's about the only word. I mean, I always feel bad repeating that so often when we've watched these games back, but once again, it's just asserting absolute dominance, and it comes back to that sort of ethos of no respect, full trust. You know, we go with the call. We do what's necessary, and like you said, it's that tendency to throw bodies on the line and just constantly play these trades, and no matter you know kind of the tempo, the rhythm of the round, Giants seem to just find a way to establish that play style, and it's honestly it's great to watch.